Hi guys, and welcome to today's video. So today's video is going to be another this or that video, and that is going over some 2021 releases that I did haul, some flankers, and going over either the pillar or other flankers in the collection. So I do have 8 fragrances to go over, so let's go ahead and get right into the video. All right guys, so the first fragrance we're gonna start off with, which is actually my scent of the day, and that is Angel Eye Star by Mugler. Here is the stunning bottle, and we're gonna compare this one to Angel Nova, which I do have a sample. I did own this perfume, but I recently decluttered it because it wasn't a favorite of mine. They do have the EDT coming out, and I have a feeling I'm gonna like that one, and I am gonna pick it up. But this one I'm wondering if I probably would have been okay with in fall, but I do have a sample to kind of remind myself what it smells like. This has touches of Dancing Roses by Viktor and Rolf, and it does have touches of Delina by Parfum de Mali. I explained in another video that Angel Nova was actually created by 3 perfumers. Let me pull it up because I do have it in my notes. By Louise Turner, Sonia Constant, and Quentin Biche. And Quentin Biche is also the perfumer behind Delina, and then Sonia Constant is the perfumer behind Dancing Roses. So that's why I feel like it has touches of both of those. That's not to say that it smells exactly like them. If I had to say it vibed like one over the other, it would definitely vibes more like Dancing Roses to me. Sometimes I do wonder if they make the samples better, because this sample smells amazing, but I got more of the raspberry than I did the lychee, which is what I wanted. But this has raspberry, lychee, damask rose, aki gala wood, and benzoin. And again, I'm sampling it, and it's gorgeous on paper. And I remember loving it when I tried it out first. The problem for me was that the scent got really annoying. It didn't develop, it got sweeter, and it just got obnoxious to me. If you like sweet raspberry scents, I would say check this one out. It's got a mouth-watering tartness to it. I just find it very linear, and it vibed a lot like Dancing Roses, and that one develops and has different stages. So that is the reason why I didn't get on board with that one. But it's still a good one if you like raspberry scents. It's likable. I would say if you can sample it. If you can sample it, that's what I would recommend. But it is a likable scent. I could see a lot of people liking that one. So this was their 2020 release, and then Angel Eye Star was their 2021. So it looks like every year they're coming out with a scent, because 2019 they came out with the EDT, which I also have, and that one is just a lighter, fresher version of the Eau de Parfum, but very dialed back. You do get the Angel DNA, but it's almost like a scent that even if you don't like the original, you might still really enjoy the flankers, because they really, I don't know how they did it. I don't know how they managed to keep the DNA and not make it as annoying. I do enjoy the Eau de Parfum, but it is a scent that I can only wear in winter. It is a very loud, kind of edgy, out there scent. And then this new flanker, this is Angel Eye Star. This was released in 2021. And I want to say, I know for sure Quentin Biche was the perfumer behind this one. Oh, that opening. I believe it was also Louise Turner. But this has notes of pineapple, coconut, vanilla, patchouli, and praline. It's Louise Turner and Quentin Biche that are the perfumers behind Eye Star. And this opens up with that juicy pineapple. You get a little bit of the coconut, but it's not overly strong in the scent. Like this opens more with that pineapple and praline patchouli, because I get the patchouli from the opening. And then as it starts to dry down, the pineapple starts to fade. You get a little bit more of the coconut, and then it does kind of, after that 3 or 4 hour mark, just become a little bit of like a sweet patchouli scent to me, which is what disappointed me about this scent. But that opening was just too amazing. So this is my scent of the day, and I did layer it with coconut palm because I couldn't find my pineapple, and also this coconut pineapple spray. I will say that while the pineapple in here is not the same pineapple in there, because the pineapple in this one is strong. What it does is when the pineapple and the coconut leave from this one, I'm still left with this. This kind of helps out that patchouli vanilla. I love patchouli. But this is left with like pure base notes on that 4-hour mark. I don't have any more pineapple. I have no coconut. It really is the base notes, which usually I don't get till the perfume is dying. So I will say on me, I don't pick up on that juicy opening anymore. But this combo really helped it out. Again, I couldn't find my pineapple lotion, so I put this coconut palm. But yeah, I enjoy layering it with any coconut cream because I really do enjoy this scent. It doesn't bother me that perfumes might not have the best performance only when I spend a lot, kind of like BDK's Pas Ce Soir, but that's one that I kept because I love that perfume. But it's not a reason for me not to buy a perfume. In fact, I am going to leave. I recently saw a video by Eve Spider, and it's on how we view performance and longevity. It's a great video. And also when I discuss these next perfumes, she talks about longevity and how we perceive it. Also, what is it important to everyone, because it really isn't the most important thing. I do emphasize when something has bad performance more so than like bomb performance, because bad performance that just sucks to me. But moderate performance doesn't bother me. In fact, I prefer moderate over powerhouse. I have a few powerhouse scents, and honestly they don't need to be powerhouse because I like switching up my scents. I don't want to smell the same because perfume's very mood driven to me. I don't want to smell the same every day. I want something different. I sometimes like also different scents during different times of the day, but when performance sucks and it's trash and I've spent a lot, I do want to let you guys know about that. Sorry about that long tangent, but this is sweet coconut, fruity, tropical, vanilla, lactonic, and patchouli. If you absolutely despise patchouli, I don't know that you'll like this, just because I feel like you gotta kind of be okay with patchouli, because I get the patchouli in this one. I don't get the patchouli as much in Angel Nova. I will say that Angel Nova had good performance. This perfume lasted on my skin 8 hours. Even one that after the shower I could still catch a little bit of it. So definitely that one performs a lot better than Iced Star. All right, since this is, I wouldn't say the pillar, but since this is the flanker that to me started, you know, Nova, then Angel, Iced Star, I'm gonna go over it. But this is the Eau de Toilette. And I'm not gonna go over the OG because to me, these all share, well, I shouldn't say these because I don't find Angel Nova to have the DNA. But I would say that these two definitely carry the Angel DNA. This is just a nice, light, fresh version. But let's go over the notes on this as well. And this one again was released in 2019. This has notes of peony, mandarin orange, praline, apple, red berries, patchouli, whitewoods, and cedar. Now for me, this is more fresh than it is sweet. The sweetness I get more so as it dries down, but this never becomes overly sweet to my nose or on my skin. This scent really does stay fresh to me. It gets a little sweet as it dries down, but I do get more of the apple in this perfume pretty much throughout the whole life of this one. I know some people say that this is really sweet and they wouldn't wear this one necessarily in summer. This one I do wear. In fact, I'm just gonna pop it right over this one. Oh yeah, this is fresh to me. There's a sweetness, and I wouldn't consider that gourmand. It might have gourmand touches. There might be praline in it, but that is just a fresh scent to me. So next up, we're gonna go over the Valentino perfumes. And Valentino Donna Born in Roma, this was released in 2020. And Valentino Donna Yellow Dream, this one was released in 2021. This is the perfume that I watched Eve's video. I do watch a lot of YouTube on my TV. So I had to go back to her video and comment on it because one of the things that she described happened that same exact day. So I had put this perfume on so that I could take notes on the longevity and all that stuff. And I remember overspraying it and it lasting a pretty decent amount of time. So I wanted to see how it lasted just on the skin. So I wore it that day. And after 3.5, like 4 hours, I smelled my skin and I couldn't really smell it. And then Dennis came home, I want to say at the 5-hour mark. And I went to go take clothes out of the laundry. And when I walked by him, he was like, "What are you wearing? Is that a new one?" He said he liked this one. And I found it interesting because I couldn't smell it anymore, but he smelled it and we were about like 4 or 5 feet away from each other. And he smelled me. And I'm like, "So you smelled it?" And he's like, "Yeah." It is really hard to kind of answer that longevity question. At the end of the day, it's going to be what others get around you, what it smells like on your skin, what your nose picks up, because I couldn't pick this up on my skin anymore. And I didn't overspray it on my clothes. I just did my normal spraying. And of course, it naturally got on my clothes because I did it with my clothes on. But I didn't overspray this one. But I will say that Dennis did pick this up on my skin after the 5-hour mark. So this one does have good performance. It also does a disappearing act because I smelled it towards the end of the night. I smelled it more. So always keep that in mind. I'm going to link her video below because I think it's very interesting. Now, Valentino Yellow Dream. This one, I don't think the performance is as good as the original. It's one I've asked Dennis if he can smell. And he really can't, but this is a for me scent. I love Yellow Dream. I enjoy both of these scents a lot. They're beautiful scents in my collection. So let me go over the notes on the original and then I will go over the notes on Yellow Dream. So the original is described as woody, vanilla, fruity, soft, spicy, powdery, floral, white floral, musky, green, and sweet. And for me, this opens up fresh with the black currant, the bergamot, and it has a little bit of pink pepper that tickles your nose, but it's not strong in this perfume. And then as this dries down, you start to get the jasmine. It's more of a clean jasmine, and it is something that's, while it's definitely designer, it's different in my opinion. I really enjoy this one. There's something about black currant that I know it's fruity, but it's just fresh to me. A lot of the scents that I have with black currant, like Si Passione and Viktor and Rolf Midnight, they all have this freshness at the top and they all have black currant. So something about black currant just gives me a freshness. And then of course it's got the jasmine in here that to me is more of like your clean jasmine. So very beautiful scent. And then this to me, like I smell the original in this one, but this is more citrus, but not citrus like your normal citrus. It's like a soft, sweet citrus. But then at the same time, don't think like a lemon meringue pie. It's vanilla. It's a citrus, and the vanilla, the bourbon vanilla kind of rounds it out and keeps that citrus from getting too sharp. This is another one that I find different. It's got a powderiness to it as well. It opens up again. The citrus in here isn't sharp. It's beautiful. And then it has, to me, the DNA of the original. It just goes in a different direction, which I really enjoy. I like when flankers do that, when they keep the DNA but it goes in a different direction. That one's more fresh and fruity, and this one's more musky and kind of lemony, but again, not like a sharp lemon. This has lemon, rose, and white musk. I'm sure there's more notes. There's gotta be bourbon vanilla, because again, I get the DNA. I get the base of Valentino's Donna Born in Roma in here. It's just the top notes are different. Like this has the rose, and this has the lemon in the opening. But I love that they managed to do that. So I really, really enjoy both of these flankers. I would say I love this one a little bit more, but I honestly love that I can wear this one during the day and then pop this one at night, because even though the performance on this one is not the best, it doesn't bother me because I really enjoy this scent. So happy to have that one. And then I did get the men's version for Dennis. I said that if he didn't like this one, I was gonna steal it, but he did end up enjoying it. He said it reminded him of a scent that he already had. So I ended up grabbing it to compare it. But when I looked up the scent for the notes, I did notice that it was in the fragrance that this reminds me of. So I thought that was really interesting that he picked that up. Oh yeah. So this is Stronger With You by Porio Armani. And it's like a flanker, I would say. But yeah, they're similar. I'm impressed. So let's go over the notes on this one. This was released in 2021 along with the women's version. I do want to get the men's version of the other one. I really like the Valentino line, especially the Donnas. I think these are the Umos. They don't list the perfumers on Fragrantica for this line, but this has notes of pineapple, mandarin orange. There's ginger, spices, gingerbread, vanilla absolute, and cedar essence. And this is very well blended. I don't get the gingerbread. There's a fruitiness, but it's not like a pineapple like I get in Angel Eye Star. Like, you know that there's, yeah, I don't get like straight pineapple. It's just a zesty, I get the spices and I get the ginger. And then it does get a little bit sweet as it dries down and woody. And there is like a nice tropical fruity top, but not like it is in women's. This is definitely zesty and clean like a man. Oh, this is so sexy. But let's look at the notes of Stronger Than You, just because I'm kind of curious. Are they the same? So this one has cardamom, pink pepper, violet leaf, mint, pineapple, sage, melon, cinnamon, lavender, vanilla, chestnut, cedar, amberwood, and guaiac. So yeah, these two are, they're not exact, but I thought it was really funny. I think he would be really good at reviewing. So again, that is the Valentino line, just so you can see the bottle up close. I really like the men's bottle. Okay, and then next we're gonna go over the YSL Libre. So the EDT was released in 2021. The Intense was 2020, and then the original was in 2019. And for me, these all are similar. I absolutely fell in love with the original Libre and got a little perfume happy and got the large bottles of the other versions. But honestly, the original is my favorite, that I am going to be passing on the Intense and the EDT. So the original is described as white floral, citrus, lavender, vanilla, aromatic, sweet, animalic, woody, powdery, and fruity. And this has lavender, mandarin orange, black currant, petitgrain, middle notes of lavender, orange blossom, jasmine, and base notes of Madagascar, vanilla, musk, cedar, and ambergris. And I've always said that this just smells like money. This smells like an expensive mall. This smells like a rich boss lady. I love this perfume. But I do find the flankers to be very similar. It's just the lavender and Intense isn't as strong. It's softened by the vanilla. It's the more likable version. And I find the EDT to be the same. It's the closest in the sense that it smells a lot like the original, but lighter and fresher. But I find this one to smell even more like the original. It's just the lavender in here is dialed back, kind of like in the EDT, and the vanilla is amped up. But I think by them scaling back the lavender a little bit and amping up the vanilla a little bit, it makes this one easier on the nose. I feel like the people who do not like the original, it's because of the lavender and ambergris. Like the vanilla doesn't kind of round it out, because there are also people who don't like the EDT. And I think it's because even though the EDT, the lavender in that to me is softer, I don't know if maybe the vanilla just kind of makes this one smell like more blended. Because this one is, the original is definitely more edgy. But let's go over the notes on this one. This has lavender, mandarin orange, bergamot, lavender, orange blossom, jasmine sambac, orchid, vanilla, tonka bean, ambergris, and vetiver. I'm almost wondering, because there is lavender on the top and the mid on this one. So I'm wondering if it's the vanilla and tonka bean in here and maybe the vetiver that makes it a little bit more sexier to people. I would recommend letting this sit because this is getting sweeter with time. Like, this is sweeter than I remember. But yeah, me spraying this now, I realize I love the original too much. This one and the EDT, they're keeping me from wearing the original. Look at, I did have a 30 ml that my mom took, but you see, that doesn't really have a dent in it because I was testing these two out. And then when I wore the original the other day, I was like, no girl. Yeah, I prefer the original. But the EDT is described as white floral, citrus, floral, lavender, fresh, musky, green, sweet, vanilla, and animalic. And this has lavender, bergamot, mandarin orange, jasmine tea, orange blossom, jasmine, musk, vanilla, and ambergris. Yeah, I'm getting more of the vanilla and tonka bean now. It's still nice. I would definitely, you know, if I came across travels or something smaller, but this is way too much. Again, I'm not using this one because I have these two and I just prefer this one. This one is citrus at the top, lavender. You get a little bit of brightness from the mandarin orange. And this one just smells like money to me. It's edgy. If you don't like lavender, you might not like this one. And then this one, I'm definitely getting more of the sweetness. It wasn't as strong, but I think now that it's sitting, it's the original with a little bit more sweetness. The lavender is not as strong in this one. Even though they have it at the top and in the mid, I think the base notes, the vetiver, everything is kind of smoothing that scent out. And then this one is a lighter, fresher, soft floral version of the original. It definitely is the EDT or the toilettes softer. The performance is still good. The performance on all these are great. I get 8 hours out of all of these, but I do prefer this one. And then I would say this one's my favorites afterwards. And then this one, I love them all though. They're all great. Again, they're all 100 mils. I don't need that much perfume. But basically to me, these flankers definitely cater to not only certain times of the year. If you have a smaller collection, I could definitely see you having these. This would probably be more everyday for work. This would definitely be more summer appropriate, and then this one more fall. You could probably get away with wearing this year round, especially if you love sweeter scents, because this one is sweeter. But they're very similar. They're not to me like the Valentinos where they smell, they have the DNA in my opinion, but this one leans more on a, think of a pink side. This is like pink. This is fruity, fresh, and this is citrusy, kind of musky. Oh yeah. I like when flankers kind of do that. These flankers do the same thing. These both have the angel DNA, but this one's more fresh with a touch of sweetness, apple, and then this is tropical. This is Angel went on a tropical vacation. Whereas these flankers cater to either seasonal, time of year, climate, or if you're more into a sweeter version, you might like this one. You want something a little more edgy, lavender. I don't think this smells unisex, but some people do. Some people find this to be masculine. I just think it's edgy, different. And then this is definitely more of a lighter, fresher version, but they smell so similar. You don't need all of them in your collection, especially if you have a large collection like I do. But let me know in the comments below, what would you do? Would you take this one or that one with any of the perfumes that I am talking about here? But that will do it for today's video. I hope you liked it. If you did, please give it a thumbs up, and I will catch you guys in my next video. Bye guys.